Donald Trump is definitely one of the most eccentric and controversial figures of our time, and his political career just adds to the intrigue surrounding his past.
They used to write nothing about me. Now I average probably about 4 or 5 stories a day on the front page. Someday they're going to give me a good one. Watch.
Recently, director Ali Abbasi has stirred the pot with his latest film, The Apprentice. This one's a real bombshell. It's a biopic that follows a young Donald Trump, played by Sebastian Stan, as he makes the leap from a New York slumlord to a ruthless real estate tycoon.
I am the chosen one.
And of course, his relationship with his first wife, Ivana Trump, plays a big role in the story.
Because I'm rich, I'm handsome, I have a great family, I'm gonna be in the #1 building in New York. Listen to me.
The film captures her media savvy and how she became the face of many prominent ventures for the Trump organization.
And I was chief executive officer, and casino really did very well. It was the most profitable hotel casino in the United States.
According to political journalist Gabriel Sherman, who wrote the movie, they were definitely competitive. They were business partners. Ivana managed Trump's casino in Atlantic City and had a significant role in the company. She was even becoming famous herself. New York Magazine featured her on the cover. But let's just say, Trump wasn't thrilled about that, which led to some serious rivalry between them.
I was angry.
In one memorable scene, we see Trump struggling to calm baby Don Jr., joking that he's terrible with babies. This moment is actually based on a real interview where Trump admitted he never changed a diaper and wasn't the kind of dad who played on the floor. By his own admission, he didn't really connect with his young children until they were older and started working for his business.
He did not know how to speak to them in the children way of thinking. So he was able to speak to them only when they came from university, when eventually was able to speak business with them.
Yeah.
You know, but otherwise he really did not know how to handle the kids.
Now let's compare that to Ivana as a parent. She was remembered by her daughter Ivanka as the ultimate role model for working women, even before her passing at the age of 73.
When you were a little girl growing up, could you have imagined this life that has turned out this way for you?
No, you can't. You know, if you don't experience something, you cannot imagine.
In a July 2016 interview with People, Ivanka shared how her mom juggled her personal and professional lives. Her role as a parent was complementary to her role as an executive and vice versa, Ivanka said. Isn't that inspiring?
You know, you keep your kids busy. They have no time to get in trouble.
While Trump viewed parenting as a separate job, Ivana blended her family life with her career seamlessly. She negotiated with her kids just like she did in the boardroom, showing them the same ambition and dedication. She spent meaningful time with us, but she was also working very hard professionally and was very ambitious and very successful.
Being here, you know, on this earth, it is not a dress rehearsal. We are here only once. We better enjoy it, go after it, and go for it.
This contrast really highlights how Ivana embraced motherhood and work as part of the same journey, while Trump kept those worlds pretty separate. What a fascinating dynamic to think about.
Wow, I'm now a part of it.
Now let's explore how things play out within the Trump dynasty today. First up, we've got Donald Trump Jr., who's practically Trump 2.0. This guy is everywhere. He's probably trying to earn the title of Trump's favorite child.
Something's going on.
The 46-year-old is his dad's right-hand man and was instrumental in selecting J.D. Vance as the vice presidential candidate who just happens to be a close friend.
J.D. Vance is going to make one hell of a vice president.
They text or talk pretty much every day. Must be nice to have friends in high places, right?
But the reality, we just have a lot of friends here that have just been really good to us from day one.
Don Jr. has also been busy with fundraising and stirring up the MAGA crowd with his gun rights advocacy and anti-war stance. He's making waves and is set to have a big say in a potential Trump 2.0 administration, including picking out political appointees. According to a source close to him, Donald Trump Jr. wants to make sure that good people will get into good places.
There are a lot of people, even in his White House, that aren't necessarily serving his best interest because they're not doing what he wants. They're doing what they think is best for them later on.
At the RNC, he even brought his daughter, Kai, who sweetly described Grandpa Donald as a normal grandpa who sneaks her and her siblings candy and soda when the parents aren't looking. Ah, grandpas. They're all the same, right?
Even when he's going through all these court cases, he always asks me how I'm doing. He always encourages me to push myself to be the most successful person I can be.
But Don Jr. didn't just keep it sweet and sentimental. In his address, he took an aggressive stance, saying he's never been prouder of former President Trump than after his reaction to the assassination attempt at his campaign rally on Saturday.
That's when the world found out that there is tough, and then there's Trump tough.
He didn't stop there. He went on to rip into Joe Biden's administration, criticizing inflation, border policies, and the so-called cancel culture.
Instead, we got broke, bumbling Biden. Nothing is built, nothing is back, and nothing is better.
So, Don Jr. seems to be following in his dad's footsteps, loud and clear. Next up is Eric Trump, the more low-key Trump sibling. While he doesn't steal the show like his brother, he's still there, standing firm in support of his dad.
That man is my father. That man is the 45th president and soon to be 47th president of the United States.
Eric, who ran the family business during Trump's presidency, has been a vocal defender of his father amid legal issues. When the FBI raided Trump's home, Eric called it an absolute coordinated attack and swore Joe Biden must have signed off on it. No surprise there, right? At the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, Eric took the stage to remind everyone that his father left behind his business empire to save the soul of America.
He decided to leave behind the comforts of an unbelievable business empire, to leave behind everything he had ever built, to answer the call to serve our nation.
And now for the wild card, Lara Trump, Eric's wife. She's kind of like the new Ivanka for this campaign.
I know that I'm lucky enough to get to call him my father-in-law and see him a little differently than all of you.
She was recently named co-chair of the Republican National Committee, and she's using that power to raise money, promote Trump's message, and keep the party united.
Sometimes you have to sit back and let Trump be Trump, as we've all heard before. And I promise you, this is a man who understands politics, I believe, better than any person I have ever met.
At the RNC, where the nominee's spouse typically speaks, Lara stole the spotlight instead, praising Donald as a great dad and granddad.
But when I look at Donald Trump, I see a wonderful father, father-in-law, and of course, grandfather to my two young children, Luke and Carolina.
And even though she's been part of Trump's inner circle for years, this is the first time she's wielding real power within the Republican Party. Political experts say Lara is bringing a much-needed female presence to Trump's campaign, a dynamic that was missing before. Looks like Lara's ready to make her mark in a big way.
This is a man who has sacrificed for his family, and a man who has truly sacrificed for his country.
Speaking of female presence, you might have noticed that Melania Trump has been notably absent from pretty much everything, including her husband's campaign launch, rallies, and court appearances.
And I want to show them that I don't care.
Her absence sparked a "Where's Melania" trend. Who knew she'd become the campaign's biggest mystery?
I was surprised.
But just when everyone was starting to think she'd become a myth, she finally broke her silence after an assassination attempt on Trump, sending a heartfelt letter urging unity and saying, "We all want a world where respect is paramount, family is first, and love transcends. We can realize this world again. Each of us must demand to get it back." What is more, Melania made a rare appearance at the RNC.
On this journey, I am deeply honored to be joined by my amazing wife, Melania.
She made her grand entrance solo in a striking red skirt suit. She took her seat next to vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance, and Trump was all smiles, giving a shout out to her heartfelt unity statement.
And Melania, thank you very much. You also did something really beautiful, a letter to America calling for national unity, and it really took the Republican Party by surprise. I will tell you, it was beautiful.
However, this rare appearance didn't come without its usual Trump couple awkwardness. Melania Trump was caught on camera doing what she does best, sidestepping a kiss from her husband. Yep, she just casually dodged it like she was avoiding a bad case of morning breath. Well, it's these little moments that keep us all on the edge of our seats, wondering what's really going on behind those closed doors. Then there's Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner. When Trump won in 2016, Ivanka and Jared were front and center, even earning the nickname Team Trump. But let's not forget the drama. Many critics saw them as symbols of nepotism.
How could somebody successfully win the presidency who had never been engaged in politics? And my father did that, and Jared was instrumental in helping his campaign succeed.
Then, after Trump lost in 2020, Ivanka and Jared took a step back from the spotlight. Ivanka announced she was focusing on her family and supporting her dad from the sidelines.
And I am very vehemently against family separation.
So, when she made an appearance at the 2024 RNC, it was brief, but noticeable. She and Jared showed up on the final day of the convention, just after Trump signed the official nomination paperwork. It was definitely more of a blink and you'll miss it moment, but it got some attention. After all, the last time she made headlines was for stepping back from politics, so her rare return was bound to turn a few heads.
I'm terrified. I'm excited.
Now, could it be that Ivanka's stepping back isn't just about family time? Remember the rivalry between her and Melania during Trump's presidency? Ivanka, trying to play First Lady, while Melania was busy with Barron School, led to some serious firm boundaries from the actual First Lady. It was like a White House version of Game of Thrones, minus the dragons, but with plenty of icy stairs.
There's one First Lady, and Melania will be an unbelievable First Lady.
But wait, things might be thawing out. According to recent whispers, the Trump family's legal drama could be bringing everyone closer together. That's right, the same legal troubles that have been all over the news might be melting those icy tensions between Ivanka and Melania. Could this mean Ivanka's gearing up for a return to politics? Or is she just dodging those family dinners where things could get awkward? Time will tell.
The amount of work that we've accomplished in a very short period of time is just remarkable. And that's where our focus is. That's where our priorities.
And of course, let's not forget about other Trumps, like Tiffany and Barron. Tiffany, Trump's fourth child, has mostly stayed out of politics, except for a few speeches at past RNCs.
That's a great quality to have in a father, and better yet, in the President of the United States.
Meanwhile, Barron, Trump's teenage son with Melania, has also kept a low profile. There was talk he'd be a delegate at the RNC, but then he opted out. Guess the younger Trumps aren't feeling the campaign spirit this time around. So there you have it, the Trump family lineup for 2024. They might not always be on the same page, but they definitely keep things entertaining.
If you want to help people, there's no better position to do it from than the president.
Now we want to hear from you. Who do you think will steal the spotlight in the Trump dynasty? Share your thoughts in the comments.